It really makes you feel like Spider-Man.
It really makes you feel like you clapped. Dude, speaking of feeling, I don't know why. All day I've had the Digimon theme song stuck in my head. And like I had to listen to it again because like the song that was in my head was ridiculous. And I'm like, that can't actually be the theme, right? So I look it up. And no, it's exactly the theme, just the fucking like Digimon. Digimon. And like halfway through that song, David Bowie comes out of nowhere and he's like, change into digital champions. And it's like, dude, what is this song?
David Bowie just loves anything and everything that's
it's
not
David Bowie, but it sounds like David Bowie.
Oh, okay. What if it was
but like
then
they cut off the last of that because he's like, to save the digital world. And it's just like, it cuts into the guy who just says, world. It's like, what is this song?
Wait, that's the one where it also just goes like,
yeah.
Oh
the champions. Yeah.
Jesus, that song goes through layers.
It's a weird song, man. Like I've seen some weird openings to things before, but that Digimon one, that's something special. I tell you what. I don't know what they were on when they made that song, but shit was fucking weird. Anyway, I like it.
All right. Anyways, hey.
So anyway, more about Digimon. No, I'm sorry. Are you trying to intro right now?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
All right, right now?
Yeah.
Are you doing the intro?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
What, right now?
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, go ahead then, if you're gonna.
All right. Right now.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Well, this is like something that I would be doing to Brian.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, everyone. The bar's open. I'm your bartender, Brian. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah. By the way, episode 50. I just want to point that out real quick.
Oh, shit. Oh, it is.
5-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big episode 50. But hey, if you've been with us for this long on Journey, thanks for listening.
We're sorry.
I see you on your little... Well, yeah, we see on your little Spotify and SoundCloud and iTunes and all those little goodies. Yeah. But tonight it's just the boys. It's just the three boys again.
It has been the boys.
Yeah, Tonight is the people who do this podcast now. Like, that's...
Yeah. It's just the boys.
Surprise! Yeah, hi, I'm Mike, and I hear that Digimon are the champions. I don't know if it's true, but that's just what I've heard. I'm gonna drink my beer.
Hi, I'm Akhtar. I got a friend.
Thanks for welcoming me.
Oh my god, is that the Wile E. Coyote?
Wile E. Coyote. Yep.
What does the E stand for? Like
Evans.
Wile Evans Coyote.
Oh, Evans, Edward, Eddard. Wiley Eddard Coyote.
Eddard.
'Tis I, Wile Eddard Coyote. That's rad. I have a stuffed Odie from Garfield in the back somewhere that Brian gave to me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Sometimes I practice my kissing on him.
Yeah.
So in case I ever get a girlfriend someday.
Sometimes with this guy, I practice my... never mind. Never mind.
You ever shove your stuffed animal into orifices? It's just a little bit of experimentation. It's not.
Look at the schnoz.
Look at the schnoz. It's making me feel some kind of. It's even got like the bulbous like nose on the end of it. You know the glands.
And then when you have it like this, it looks like a dick and two balls.
It does look like a dick and two balls. Yeah. Like the balls are kind of like jutting out on like the sides. They're just like, whoa. Yeah. Oh, got a case of the lawn balls, you know what I mean?
What did he say in Superbad? It's like a division sign, you know?
Yeah.
Ball dick ball.
Ball dick ball. We have jokes here. And that's it.
They're good. But anyways. Oh. Sorry, I thought you were going to say something out there. My bad. Anyways,
no, just breathing.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Jesus. What is wrong with me?
Brian, yeah, Brian, listen, this is episode 50 here. I'm going to need, you're at like a 0.3. I need you at least at a 6 or a 7. Like I don't
know where I got the heebie-jeebies.
And like
from
you
all of a
dude, and you got to be more aggressive. You just got to say your thing, you know. Don't you start talking, then you stop and you're like, I'm sorry. I was about to talk on this podcast where we talk about things.
Right, you gotta stop asking for permission. Like, it was cute, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 times, but then, like, afterwards, it's like, dude, just go for it, you know?
You always
Like,
gotta ask for permission. You gotta get
no,
that consent.
never ask for permission, always ask for forgiveness.
Sonic the Hedgehog told me to just grab the people I like and run with them. So, and also to just run away from my problems.
You always gotta run fast. You always gotta go fast.
Speaking of, man, those episodes, they're a ride.
I hate that game so fucking much.
Oh, this next episode, this next episode.
Well, like, dude, like I was saying though, because we recorded what, 6 of them or so.
Something like that, 6
Something
or
like
7.
that. Yeah, that's the thing. We're not even sure. Like, because I remember while we were recording, I'm like, what is this? Like 4 or 5? Like, what episode are we on? Like, the whole thing is just such an absolute blur.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited to watch the videos, because I don't even remember what happened.
You know, it's funny how you referred to Sonic Mania as a fever dream, and then you play Sonic 06, and it's just like, well, if Sonic Mania was a fever dream, how do you explain Sonic 06?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, Sonic Mania, at least, like, it... I can remember every second of that, because a lot of it was just the same loop over and over. So it was just, like, feeling like you were stuck in a time loop. But Sonic 06, it's just like it's stuff happening. I remember there's like a whole episode where you fight the Iblis thing, phase 1 or whatever.
Oh my god. And like the worst part is, like, I could have beaten him faster. It's not my fault. You guys will see what
Nothing. The only one at fault here is the Sonic team for developing the game. Like we know you're not at fault.
Dude,
you don't have to. We get it.
Even with this second episode, if you guys haven't seen it, please, it's pretty good. But like, even the second episode, I don't know if you realized when we were going against the Zoid, but I was getting angry as I was like trying to hit the little antenna.
Yeah.
You're like, hey buddy, like, I'm trying.
There was one time when you literally just phased through it. Like you were grinding on his back and you got it, just like, nah, he's just not gonna realize.
Nah.
And then at one point you got so frustrated you were trying to beat the system where you're just like bouncing on his head trying to grab it. It's like, it's not gonna work that way, man. Sorry.
That was where I lost it, and I just started screaming. It was obviously not directed towards anyone. It was just directed towards life. It was all that anger was just directed at life. Oh.
That game is such a buggy mess. I haven't actually ever beaten it. I only got.
I remember how excited you were though for it when it was coming out.
I was, and it was everything shattered that day.
You were so excited. You were like, "Oh my god, it has 3 campaigns. They have this new person called Silver." Oh, I was like, listen to him. And then it came out, and the rest was history.
Like I felt so bad. Yeah, I was talking that game up a lot. And
I
pre-ordered that one, and then I got it, and I found out it was a mistake.
Speaking of mistakes, I remember when Mikey went to go buy it. He went to the GameStop or wherever to get it, and the store clerk was like, "Bro, you don't want to get this." And Mikey had to be like, "No, buddy, dude, I know."
This guy was trying to be such a. He's like, "Listen, man, you don't want this game. This game's terrible." I'm like, believe you me, I understand what I'm doing here. Like, I know this game sucks. I'm buying it anyway. Like, I'm well aware. Thank you, though, for doing your due diligence. Like, this guy was trying to save me some money on a shit game. And I'm like, buddy, listen, I know what I'm about. All right.
Listen, he was ready to be a hero that day.
You don't understand, my guy. I've got a YouTube channel I'm going to play this on someday.
I just can't believe, like, he probably like saw like got the game case and was like, he's like, I can't out of good conscience like check you out, bro. Like, I can't.
Started having like some PTSD right there in that moment.
They had to make me like sign a waiver and stuff, you know. It was like
they had to pay you actually.
Damn.
Speaking of games, there's games out there that also make me happy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm happy, I'm comfortable.
Yeah,
You know?
please define happiness for us. Let's really state this criteria so we know what we're talking about.
It's like happy.
It's like
No.
a happy.
Why are you getting weird with it? There's
I'm
a lot of
not.
a lot of heavy breathing.
It's because happy is like a thing, and it should be more. How's that for the transition, guys?
So we're talking about
What?
comfort games. I'm gonna
Was that a
let's
good-
let's
was
get
that a
past
good
this.
transition?
Let's just fucking bulldoze through this terrible brick wall that Akhtar has built.
I thought it was a good transition.
We're talking about comfort games here because Captain had mentioned before that it would be a fun topic for a podcast, and we thought, you know what? Yeah, it would be because we have a lot of those because we are sad nerd gamer boys who have nothing better to do with our lives. So we find comfort in video games because our parents refuse us their love. So let's talk more about that. Who would like to start?
All right, Brian.
All right. Holy crap. I don't know. Like for me, at least nowadays, like not really many games I cling to. But if I have to pick a comfort game, maybe be Animal Crossing. Right.
So all right.
Probably
Hold on. Maybe we got ahead of ourselves here. What exactly makes a comfort game different from just like a game you like?
Yeah. I
Because-
guess for me. Was it?
Well, I was just gonna say because kind of what we were talking about before. There's a lot of games and stuff that like I like, but there are certain ones I wouldn't consider. Now I can't even think off the top of my head. I don't know, because like I like playing. I enjoyed playing like Halo back in the day,
Yeah.
but I don't know that Halo would be a comfort game because anything where
Nope.
I'm playing competitively like is kind of stressful to me, so it's not really
Yeah,
comfortable.
I guess like that. I guess would be like what is it, maybe that game that you keep going back to no matter what. Maybe
I was gonna
that's, like, a
say,
comfort.
like you have like this urge, even after years, you come back to it. Like, even though, like, and for whatever reason, like, despite all of its like flaws, after even because games do become flawed after years because people you just get better at all of the controls and how much better the controls for a game would be. Gameplay differs, like gameplay changes over time. But it's always like that one game where you just know how it works and you play it and you turn off your brain and next thing you
just go
know,
with it.
5 hours have gone by and you've probably beaten the game twice. Like, it's
Jesus
great.
Christ.
Well, that's never happened, but
Oh, I feel like you've done it with Resident Evil.
no, I've never in my life beaten a Resident Evil game in one sitting. But I do play Resident Evil out of comfort. That is a game where I turn my brain off and I just go. Like, I just go.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably say Animal Crossing then. 'Cause
Yep.
that's what I do in there. I just Jesus Christ, even the new one, I'll find whatever I can. I'm always tweaking little things and talking to people and yeah.
If
there's always
Animal
something I
Crossing
can
wasn't
find to
your
do.
comfort game after dropping over 1,000 hours into it, I'd be like, well, what the fuck is a comfort game for you then? Because
Seriously.
Dude, my mom is almost there. She's almost to 1,000 hours. That is awesome.
that's wonderful and sickening all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been giving it some thought because we were going to talk about this last week, but Discord fucked up the podcast situation, so that's why there wasn't one last week. But yeah, thinking more about like what is a criteria for a comfort game for me, I think it's just the ability to like explore an interesting world. I think that's really what I like out of games. And if there's any game that I can do that, something like Skyrim, like Zelda, like a Dragon Quest game or whatever, where I've got it doesn't even have to be a big world, just something interesting where I can go around and see things, talk to people, like enjoy the sights. Like I think that's a comforting thing to me.
Mm. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I would have figured Breath of the Wild was gonna be up there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think like a lot of it too plays into aesthetic of a game because Breath of the Wild is a perfect example because I think that game's just gorgeous and the world is so nice to be in. It feels like a warm blanket wherever you go. So,
It's a good
and
time.
it's the same reason, I cling to Dragon Quest so much because, they're solid RPG games in and of themselves, but also the Toriyama art, I feel like goes such a long way.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's one of my favorite artists, so that helps a lot. So, yeah, like aesthetics and the ability to explore and interact with a living, breathing world, that brings me comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably say along those lines, like for me, would be probably also be Wind Waker because the aesthetic of that world
Totally.
and
Yeah.
everything that it
Yeah.
offers. I don't know, it's beautiful. Like I honestly just like kind of sailing around. Honestly,
Mhm.
that's what I like to do in that game. It's calming to me.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I like to, because it's a big reason I like adventure games in general. I like going on a journey, no matter what the journey is. It could be the dumbest shit in the world, but, as long as I'm going from point A to point B and seeing cool shit along the way, like that's just fun. I like any story, game, movie, any kind of medium where like the whole premise is like we're going on a quest, and I'm like, yeah, let's quest this shit up, baby. I'm in it. I love that. I want more of it. I want because that's there. Oh, all right, I just gotta say this real quick, because I just thought of it. I think that's a big reason why I didn't get into the like Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War games as much as I would have liked to, because those are good games. Shadow of Mordor, especially, like it's a really fantastic game. I love the Nemesis system and all that stuff, and it was Arkham combat, but it worked for what it was.
Yeah.
But like, there's no like adventuring. There's no like going on a quest. I mean, you're just. I know at some point you're in another
Just
area
stuck in a
too, but
little
yeah,
area.
you're just in this area in Mordor, and yeah, you can unlock places of that map. But
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's not like I could go journey to. Not that it has to be all of Middle Earth, but like, wouldn't it be cool to be playing a game like that and be like, oh, I could go visit the Shire, and then I can go to fucking
Yes.
Mount Doom, and then I could go over there and do that thing. And it's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
but you're just stuck in the one. And that's
Which,
me,
I
because like
mean-
Lord of the Rings and all that's, it's about adventure. Like that's the fucking draw right there. Like killing the orcs is cool, but that should be along the way of the adventure you're doing.
And
my
that makes
opinion.
sense, but the issue I think they limited themselves with the title. They called it Shadow of Mordor, so they're just like,
Of course,
it
but
would be weird.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
I'm
if
saying
you
they
were
should
to make
make
a Lord of the Rings game,
a Lord of the Rings game, like
exactly.
yeah.
That's yeah, I know. Yeah, but you're right. Like, I think, is there a Lord of the Rings MMO? Look that up, please.
I thought there was like a works for one, but I don't think it
Yeah.
actually went.
I
through.
remember hearing something
Oh.
about that, but I don't know if that ever came to fruition, or if it did. I feel like nobody talks about it.
Yeah. Which for an
Well, there
MMO,
was one back in the
can't have
day,
it.
if you guys remember, Lord of the Rings
Oh.
Online. You had that one back in the day.
No.
Oh yeah, here you go. 2007 is when that one came out. But yeah, Amazon was making one and it was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would have been
That
nice to
was-
have.
I don't need MMOs in my life, frankly.
That's true.
I would like an adventure game in Middle Earth. I think that'd be fun. Like just like, and again, it doesn't have to do anything with the plot of Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. It could just take place at a time in that world. You're just a no-name fucking ranger or some shit, and you just go on a quest. Make some
You
friends.
gonna
along
watch
the way.
that? You gonna watch the show that's releasing on what is it, Peacock?
Yes, I'm gonna watch this show. It's probably gonna suck. I don't know.
It's gonna suck.
I'm gonna see it.
I know
I'm
it's
gonna,
going
I'll
to.
at least watch a few episodes, because that's the same thing I
Yeah.
did with live action Cowboy Bebop. I was like, I'll give it a chance, and then 3 episodes in, I was like, chance is over.
I'm dead inside.
No more, please.
Oh, he's like, I'm feeling sick.
No.
Yeah. I was like spinning back to the Lord of the Rings. As long as like I hope like if they ever do like decide to make one, like I want to be immersive in that world. Like kind of like I'm hoping from the new Harry Potter. I don't know how well that one's gonna be good, but as long as I can immerse myself in the world, that's what I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think immersion is a big part of comfort games for me, because again, if I'm looking for a game to comfort me, it's because real life is sucking dick right now, so I want something to like make me forget about all of this and just be
Yep.
like, here, you're in a fun world where cool stuff happens and people like you, and it's like, yeah, this is nice.
I
Yep.
like these
This
feelings.
is good. More of this,
Oh,
please.
say that again. And then you play The Witcher, and everyone's just like, "Ah, fuck you." It's like, yeah, this is the world right here.
No.
Everyone's so mean in The Witcher.
I love
They
it.
they
Actually,
really
I don't know
are
about
like it's kind of unsettling at times how just like dickish everyone can be.
Yeah, all the
I
time.
feel like that, and dude, that's probably like accurate for that like lifestyle of the Middle Ages type, like shit just sucks and there's monsters everywhere. I'm sure people would be pretty angry all the time, but that is something that genuinely puts me off in games, is like when everybody is just really standoffish and a dick, and it's like, aren't there at least some people in this world that are like just like welcoming or like, hey, a new face, what's going on,
right? Instead, just like, oh, it's a witcher. A witcher's here. It's like, yeah, I am here. What do you want?
Yeah, it's like everybody's so quick to badmouth witchers, but then the second an actual monster shows up, it's like, oh, thank God there's a witcher here.
And what's up with everyone in the world just like, oh, I can beat a witcher? Bro, you just watched me cut down 12 of your friends. You really think this is a good idea?
Gets me.
I don't
Okay.
What changed? What changed? What do you think has changed since the last 11 people I've slaughtered in front of you?
Dude,
what do you think has changed?
Seriously though, like going forward in games, I want to see a better logic for that. Like the more like cool shit you do in a game, people are gonna be like, I don't know if we want to start a fight with that guy. Like, isn't that dude who like killed like 7 dragons or some shit? Like maybe we leave him alone. I don't know. I'm just saying we're level 3 thugs here. Not sure we're gonna beat him with our billy clubs.
I did like how they kind of implemented that in the Arkham games though, where like when finally there's only one guy left, the guy's really like, dude,
panicking.
It's I'm on my bed. I'm cool. I got it out of my system. We're cool.
I never wanted to be a part of this thing, by the way. Like I just got pulled in. Like Jerry pulled me into it. He said this would be a great like networking opportunity. Like I'm not about this life.
Oh, you're still gonna punch me in the face? All right, that's fair.
Okay. I always did. Even if they were running away in fear, I'm like, oh, I'm chasing you down.
Right. This guy's gonna get him by their leg.
Oh,
just clawing at the floor. No!
Oh my God! Then pick them up, take them by the mouth, and just go.
Oh. Fatality.
I remember seeing that. I think it was in like in a King Kong movie where he like is fighting this huge alligator. He's like, I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that scene was cool. He took out 2 of them.
So did he?
Yeah, it was 2 T-Rexes. He had 2 of them. Bam, and broke the other jaw and used the other one. I think as like a club.
He looks so cool. Why did he have to lose against Godzilla? Spoilers.
Well, but Godzilla's pretty cool too. Like, do you remember? I think it was the 2016 movie where he was fighting the one monster and he just like rips open its mouth and laser beams into its mouth.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was good.
I didn't know that was cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
That was rad as fuck. Awesome thing. It was so cool. We've gotten off track in the best way possible. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is all comfort things.
Godzilla.
As we're talking about some of the most violent shit, this is all comfort stuff.
It makes us feel warm inside. Monsters blend in other monsters' mouth, But...
He's blep, a little blep.
But yeah, I guess diving back, I would say as long immersiveness would be something big I would want. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like a lot of like crappy games. Like sometimes I don't know. What
is a crappy game for you?
Something where you can tell that it was just like thrown together really quickly.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I don't know. Okay, I would consider this a crappy game. So I had to look at my shelf. This would be a crappy game, I would say. If you can see
Justice League Heroes.
Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either. I've never heard of it.
Like it was a cool chance to make like a 4-player, like everyone picks a hero, beat the shit out of people, but it just executed
like
poorly.
Like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance type of thing.
Basically, yeah, it was like their, I guess,
response.
Response to it, and like it had cool things. It's just bare basic. You could tell it's just slapped together.
DC's response to anything Marvel is so flaccid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, another half-assed DC response to a successful Marvel thing. Wow, who could have seen that coming?
But yeah, that would probably be it. Something that's like cheaply slapped together. I don't know, but like as long as I can immerse myself, I can't get it in there. As long as I can immerse myself in it, I can kind of sometimes look past, I guess, certain things. I feel like I don't know, like an idea that comes to me is like back when we played Two Human. Like I guess people say like the game isn't that good, but I had a great time with it. I don't know.
Well, see,
Well, there
I
again,
think that's a difference between objectivity and subjectivity, right? At that point, because I would think objectively the game probably, if you were to play it now, objectively that game probably plays like crap, looks
Oh
like
yeah,
crap, feels like crap, but you know, it shouldn't stop the fact that you like the game. You like the
yeah,
game, if as long as you're willing to admit that it's bad. you
well,
know?
yeah, and I think with the example of Two Human, that was more a thing where it's like, oh, I'm playing a co-op friend with my buddy, and
Yeah.
that's just
that's
fun
true.
by nature, you know? Because like
Yeah.
I have heard that defense a lot for games. It's like, no, 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 you don't understand. This game's so fun with friends, and it's like, well, fair, but that's probably more a statement on your friends than the game. Like, dude, I've done some dumb shit with my friends, and it's always been fun. And it's like, yeah, you're having fun with your friends. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. But yeah, Two Human, I don't think that's really an amazing game. I don't even remember much about it other than like the right stick was how you attacked, and that was
Attack,
really
yeah.
weird.
What?
Well,
And
so
sometimes when you die,
their
this
logic
angel
behind
that
it was
comes
that
down.
you don't have to mash buttons, so you could like play for
Yeah.
longer periods because you're just moving the stick around instead of
Yeah.
like, hitting buttons all the time. And I
Mhm.
mean that was true, I guess, but wasn't good.
I think
Yeah.
like the first game to do that was Jet Li's Rise to Honor. You use the thumbstick to fight people. That was like one of the first games on PS2 or that came out on PS2.
Yeah.
And like you said, that actually allowed people to want to play longer, and it was like a very integrative combat system. Like because you would be surrounded in all directions, like you would in like a Batman game, but instead of having a counter button, you have a directional button where you punch. It was
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah, it was really good. I play it all. Well, I don't play it all the time, but I think I have it in my little collection.
That's cool.
That's
as
not a
shit.
comfort game though.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. What I meant by that, like the crappy games, is like sometimes, like I don't know, I can find a comfort in them sometimes. Like I don't know. I guess Superman Returns would be a comfort game, and I know
Oh,
it's garbage.
ew.
No,
Gross.
I
What the
know.
fuck
I
are you
think you're
talking
more of a
about?
dirge of.
Shut
Respect
up.
yourself a little bit more. Yes, respect yourself a
Well,
little more. Dirge of Cerberus, I could see like it's an awful game. It objectively is horrible, but you love it, man. You like the game, and there should be no one,
True.
myself included, or Mikey, or the world, to stop you from liking it. Because you like it.
what? No, for
I'll
sure.
give you
Like,
I'll give you an example from me. I don't know why. I think it's been received awfully by a lot of people, but God Hand. I love God Hand. It's an awful game.
I don't
I'm
think I know
willing
that
to
one.
admit that it's a bad game, but I love it.
I
The
feel like a
voice
lot of
acting's-
people love God Hand. I feel like that has like a real cult following. I've never played it, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
Mhm. Well, I think
You
when
heard
it
it.
first came out, it was not received very well,
Yeah.
and it's just because people didn't get it. You know what I mean? They didn't understand it by that. It's kind of like how Always Sunny was, right? Like when it first came out, people just didn't get it, and now that people get it, it's really good. Like,
Yeah.
but I think that's. I mean, maybe it is better received now than it was before. But like when it had come out, it was on like PS2 or whatever. I remember people not liking it. And I'm like, okay, I like it, so I'm gonna stay quiet about it now. you know.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I guess I was more talking about like I don't know. I find certain mechanics in some games comforting. I guess I don't know. I guess what I was trying to say when I was like pointing out Superman. Like I don't know. It's the closest I'm ever gonna get to a good Superman game. So I don't know. I guess myself I tried to find something to like, and I guess I'm like the flying's all that I got. Everything else is pure garbage in it. But I don't know. Like I can find comfort in the very limited time you get to fly. I guess I don't know.
Why do I feel
It's I feel like you're describing Anthem right now.
Yeah.
Oh well, I was talking about Superman Returns.
I know,
Why do I-
but the things you said are completely applicable to Anthem. Like you could have been talking about Anthem. I
Yeah.
would have believed that. But like, well, that's interesting that you say that because like one good mechanic is not enough for me to like
Yeah.
attach myself to a game. Unfortunately, Anthem
Yeah.
being a really good example of that. So yeah, I don't know if it's more. At least for me, I don't think it's mechanics that I find comforting. Because no matter how good the mechanics are, the whole package can still suck ass.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's about the graphics, Mike. It's all
It's
about
about
the
the. It is about the
graphics.
graphics. It's a little
is
bit
about
about
the
the graphics.
Graphics is the most important part of a video game.
Oh,
Easily.
God, I hate that I said that.
If the graphics aren't good, it's not a good game.
No, but again, and not talking about the number of polygons in a game, but like I said earlier, aesthetic goes a long way for me.
Yeah.
If a game looks good, in other words, if it has good art direction, then that's going to be a big thing for me. Because it's a visual medium. I want it to be visually interesting. It doesn't mean it has to look fucking like real life. In fact, I tend to not like games the more like realistic they look. Not that it isn't impressive. It is impressive, but it's like you're making a video game. Like you can do whatever you want. Why are you just making real looking soldiers shooting guns? We can do better as a society. We can do better. Call of Duty and others.
You know, it's weird too, because like there are games that make it look very realistic as well, but like you still know or it feels like you're looking at a video game. Like like Last of Us 2, for example. Like the graphics are out of this world, but there's still something about it. Even remove the PS4, remove the controller, remove it all. There's still something about it when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, it's realistic as fuck, but something about it still looks like a video game.
Well,
you know?
it's art direction, and it's the use of colors and the use of lighting and all that stuff that, like, while you're simulating life, you're also enhancing it, or at least making it more specific to the feelings you're trying to convey in your game or in a scene or whatever. Yeah, good art direction, man. Like that's my jam.
Yeah, good shit.
I actually think, like, you know, because I'd be remiss if I went a podcast without mentioning that I'm playing Persona 4. But I'm playing Persona 4, and that game is just aesthetically, it's just one, because that's a perfect example of, like, the game is not graphically impressive because it was like a Vita game that also came out on PS2 and all that stuff. So like, and I'm playing the PC version, so resolution wise it's fine, but like it's not graphically impressive. But again, like it just has such strong art direction, and the way it uses music and all that stuff is just so, I don't know, that to me is comforting. Like I enjoy running around Inaba or whatever it's called, just because it's like, yeah, this is my hometown now. I live here, motherfucker. Do my hospital job on fucking Tuesday nights, and I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah, in our direction, I like is the Oddworld series. It all just looks wet. It's really weird, kind of like.
Okay, hold on.
I like how it looks like real wet and moist. Is I think what I like about it.
Oh man, Arkham Knight must be like
Everything
your top
looks
5 games.
And that speaks to me as a person.
It's just like, you know, you look at the meats that they got. It's all wet looking. You look at the characters. Abe is like wet. Like they all just look sweaty and greasy. Like they do very good with that.
Blight Town must be your favorite area in Dark Souls.
You're one of those people who got real upset with a Spider-Man PS4 when the puddle wasn't as puddly as it could have been, because like, I want my games to be wetter, damn it.
That's
more moisture.
But no, it just, I don't know, like its art style, it's weird. It's just, I don't know, weird shapes for characters. Everyone just looks abnormal in
it's
the
unique,
Oddworld.
yeah.
It is. It's just like, to me, that kind of like brings my memory back to like Invader Zim, that kind of weird art. Like I like that wacky kind of design sometimes, and I think Oddworld just drive that shit home with the weird stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, the thing is, you know that the creator is making a cognitive choice with the visual design of the game they're making.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about, you know, anything. Because again, you can look at a game that's hyper realistic and you can be like, wow, this looks good. This is impressive. But like it doesn't stick with you the same way that something that has like a very distinct visual style does.
Yeah, because it's something that you'll remember.
Yeah,
like,
and like it has more personality behind it, you know, like whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, or impressive or not impressive. Because I even think of like, I'm sure there are plenty of people who look at a show like, you know, Fire Emem anime, and they're like, why did he choose to have PNGs that he bounces around? This is so stupid. But it's like, well, that's the aesthetic choice. I think it's funny. Like, I did that on purpose. And in fact, I'll even spoil this just for fun. I made the little like sprites look a little bit cleaner and stuff like that, but I didn't change anything about their designs because they're supposed to look dumb. Like that's a choice being made, you know. Like I can draw better than that, but I'm choosing not to because I like how it looks.
Yeah, it reminds me of all the comments when everyone's just like, he's just using the Doki Doki classrooms. Like, well, yeah,
Yes.
it's the joke.
All like the backgrounds are either just like real backgrounds I can find on Google Images, or they're specifically parodying like an anime or a visual novel or something Japan related. Again, all the like bedrooms of the different characters are from visual novels, but nobody played those ones, so they don't know them. So they're classrooms for Doki Doki. It's like, yes, it is. Good for you.
Here's a cookie, sir. I'm glad. But yeah, I mean, an art style, it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot of the heart of it, you know? Yeah. I like it. The tying it back real quick to the video games, like even like not just the art style, but even like how certain shots I think like are made can be kind of comforting. Like one that kind of comes to my mind is like the first, like, Metal Gear on PS1 when Snake's going up the elevator. I love how that whole sequence is a shot. Just going up a fucking elevator. It's cool as shit.
Well, that's fucking Hideo Kojima's director. Because he always wanted to be a movie director, but that's a movie shot that he is doing in a video game.
In a video game. I don't PS1. Like I don't know. Like I can find comforting in just like really well shot scenes sometimes. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Real quick,
I go to Metal Gear.
No, but that's I gotta give props to Metal Gear Solid real quick because it did a lot of things that no other game was doing at the time that like we take for granted now. But like that game is insanely cinematic. It has rogues gallery of like villains that are all like. They all have like stories and stuff like that, and like after you beat them you hear about their terrible backgrounds and shit, like sympathetic villains that like video games weren't really doing that a whole lot at that time. Most video game enemies were like, this is bad man you must defeat because he stole princess or something like that. And then you got goddamn Hideo Kojima's like, no, I'm going to make cinema in this video game. And it's cool, man.
He did yeah. I will say, you know, with those the first three games, obviously it's a team effort. That whatever that team was for the first three games really hit it out of the ballpark.
Didn't you say those someone left eventually? Like that's where at least you say the story kind of went down.
And once again, I don't think he is the end all be all of the quality drop of everything after Metal Gear Solid 3, I feel. Tomokazu Fukushima. I don't think just him leaving is the reason of the dip in quality of those games. Those games are not made or written or produced or they are directed by one person, because that one person makes fucking damn sure that everyone knows that he's the one who directed it.
Literally slaps his name on the
titles everywhere. But I don't think it might have a big part, but I seriously think that there was a huge development team change as well for everything after the third game. And once again, it's a very unique problem to have, right? Where you're like, hey guys, we did it. 3 of the best games ever. But now we got a problem. We got to make a 4th.
Yeah.
So, that whole
we really don't know.
And that whole team is like, you know what, dude? Like, come on, man.
Well, but like, and even just from like a story perspective, what like, because Akhtar, you and I talked about this, but like, what a monumental task to try to like wrap all that stuff up with a nice bow. Like that's why to me it's so funny that after Metal Gear Solid 2, it's like, all right, the next game though, it's a prequel because we need a little more time to figure out where all this is going.
And realize, well, yeah, like the second game ends with you on this giant nuclear warhead holding ship that is housing an AI developed to control like all digital information on the planet, and you rammed it into fucking Manhattan. How the hell do you follow that up?
Also, you had a sword fight with the president,
Yeah.
and he had tentacles coming out like he was Doc Ock.
You can't follow that up.
It'll be my energy, Peter. I mean, Snake.
Funny enough, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 are my comfort games. I think once every like year and a half, 2 years, I come back to playing those.
Those games, like, even if because again, I'm not totally in love with the way that like 1 and 2 play, but regardless, those games have a way to just like draw me in so easily. I get like the second I even see something Metal Gear related, I'm just like, oh fuck, I'm in it again. Like that happened to me again earlier. Well, I guess late last year, because I was playing through. Well, I was playing Metal Gear Solid 5 again, but I was watching a Giant Bomb playthrough of Metal Gear Scanlan, which was fantastic. They played through all the main games, and it's just so easy to get wrapped up in all that nonsense. Like it's good. It's
nonsense. Absolute military nonsense.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of parts where like a lot of like my like friends who have come back from the Marines and stuff, they played those games and they're just like it's like being an engineer, right, Mikey? And you're watching a movie on how they're saying that like they're creating this thing, and you're like, as an engineer, you're like, that's not how that works. Like,
yeah, not even close. Yeah, well, because it's babble. It's all gobbledygook. Like none of it's real, but it's just still insanely captivating for reasons I can't quite nail down. But it is like, and this is gonna sound so derogatory, and I guess it is, but it's like military dude Kingdom Hearts is what Metal Gear Solid is. Like it's a lot of stuff. Not all of it makes sense. It's a lot of hand waving. You just got to be along for the ride. But like if it hits you good. And
I will say a lot of the hand waving. Then this is what fucks up the rest of the series. But all that hand waving of like nanomachines, everything is nanomachines, is all to blame on the 4th game, because they were pretty like restrictive with the nanomachines in 1, 2.
Yes,
they really were.
Yeah, they were. But here's the issue, though: is without saying that everything's nanomachines, then you would have to agree that if it's not nanomachines, then magic does exist in this world.
It is magic. Yes, no, I agree 100%, and that's what made that world 1, 2, and 3 so fucking unique, because there is technology, but there was a mixture of spirituality and magic as well. And you're just like, you find yourself in situations where you're like, okay, am I hallucinating? Is this something that can be explained scientifically, or is this actually something beyond?
And I think that's fine. Honestly, I don't think... I mean, there are certainly things that need to be explained, but I don't think every little thing needs an explanation.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay for things just to be unexplainable in your story, where it's just like, that dude has powers and we don't know what the fuck it's about. But like...
Vamp. Yeah.
Vamp, right? Yeah, like, that dude's just a vampire. I don't know.
I can't tell you how sad I was when I realized, like, how little Vamp actually contributed in the 4th game. I was just so heartbroken, because he was so fucking awesome in the 2nd game, and then they just made him flaccid in the 4th game. Like, it's like, hey, Vamp is here. No, guys, Vamp, he's here. Guys, you're never gonna guess where Vamp is. Like, that's all. That was his role. That was it. Like, it's like, why are you here though? Because like in the 2nd game, he had a reason to be there. He was part of this, small platoon of exceptional, soldiers, and he believed in Solidus. He was on like with Solidus. Like, he's like, dude, you've encapsulated me. Yeah, let's do this. In the 4th game, there's like no explanation. I don't even think he's with Ocelot, honestly. Like, that's how little the game explains what he's doing there.
They don't explain like anything. I'm trying to remember like in the 4th game, because like I remember there's weird stuff with Naomi where she's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on their side, but I'm not on their side. But I am I? I don't know. And you're just in there like, what is the deal with this girl? Like,
It was just to drive the story. That's literally
yeah,
why
like that was all
done.
that was all like dumb. But then yeah, like I feel like Vamp, I can't remember him doing anything of consequence. I just remember like the fight with them. Like at some point, isn't it like a weird split screen thing where you're playing a snake and like Raiden's fighting Vamp?
Yes. That was kind of cool, but once again, what kills the whole thing about that fight is Vamp has no reason to really be there.
No.
You have no reason to be here, dude. Like,
No.
I will say though, fucking, if it wasn't for that fourth game, like even before the fourth game came out, I liked Ocelot a lot. The
Oh, yeah.
fourth game came, and I'm like, he's like the best part of the fourth game.
Dude, low key, Ocelot, like all things considered, because I definitely agree, he's like the best part of the fourth game. But even looking back, he might be like one of, if not the best characters in all of like Metal Gear. Like he's, I don't know, he's great.
Yes, he totally. And I just love after he fights Solid Snake at the end. He's never been happier.
Yeah.
Because that's all he really wanted to do was fucking go hand to hand with Solid Snake, and he finally got that.
Mhm.
And like, even though he lost, he's just he's like over the moon. Like he's just happy.
And I love it. And again, like I think great call because obviously it harkens back to the first Metal Gear Solid as well. But I love just ending it on a fucking fist fight. Like,
Yep. Yeah. Oh
wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh wow. and I think there's two reasons why Metal Gear Solid 4 was made. Two very big reasons. One is that Ray versus Rex fight. I think they started with that idea,
Yeah.
and then they're like, let's build around
Yeah,
that.
like we have to do it. We need the Metal Gears to fight each other.
Exactly. And that final fight where you go through each and every single game through Ocelot and Solid Snake, in that hand-to-hand. Those are the two reasons why that game was made. All of that whole Shadow Moses sequence, that was definitely one of the main reasons why that game was made. And
Right.
they really did take advantage of my emotions.
Yeah.
They really did. That was the main reason why I loved that game so much, because actually Act 1 and 2 were fantastic. I dreaded Act 3. Act 3 is like the worst thing ever. Ever. I hate Act 3. Because it's you know what was the best part about those Assassin's Creed games, Mikey and Brian, was when you had to tail the person. Those were the best part of the game, right? How about you have an entire like hour and a half sequence just that?
Oh, good.
Oh my
That's
God.
good.
Right?
That's
Oh my
good.
god.
Followed by a rail shooter.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yeah.
Man, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay. Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
It sucks. You don't even feel like you're playing a Metal Gear game anymore. The first two acts were at least consistent with gameplay and just how everything was going about.
No.
And then the whole third act, the only good part about the third act was the ending of the third act, that ending cutscene. That's the reason why Metal Gear Solid 4 is not my comfort game, but the first three are. Oh.
Hey, you know. I don't know. I love listening to you talk about Metal Gear. All your emotions, all your feelings.
And
that can be a podcast of itself.
Metal Gear is fun to
man.
talk about, man. Like
It
if you know even a little bit about it, it's fun to get off on tangents about it because it's just so weird.
Yeah, and I mean, I know I talk a lot of shit about the series too, but I swear to God, it's because I love the series.
Yeah.
I like.
Well, you're passionate about it.
It's just that I know the flaws are there, right? You know the flaws are there, and you have to admit it. By no means is the series.
Okay, it's okay.
Hold on, I'm doing a little bit of math in my head right now. I think the series as a whole. So you take the main games 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think the series as a whole is good. Metal Gear Solid 4 is an awful game, but I love it.
Yeah.
With
Again,
that
like
being said,
Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of those things that like I genuinely believe is more fun to watch than to play, because like you said, there's some real frustrating and not so great gameplay in that, but like
yeah.
just watching things play out in that game is I mean, it's entertaining. I'm not saying all of it's good, but it's entertaining for sure.
It is entertaining. I just wish the writing was a lot better and much more consistent.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of flaws in the writing where even now holy shit, after 14 years, I look back at it and I'm like, man, me now could have definitely written a much better script for that if I was put in that position. I just that's a tall thing to say. I get it, but I've ran the scenario in my head, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can do it. The first thing I would do is not bring back any callback characters. Like, stop that for a second, because you're already messing it. Do you understand? Do you understand? Rose is an awful, intelligent human being in the fourth game. In the second game, she is what is she? She's like a digital like expert. She's an expert in digital information, finding, all that. In the fourth game, not only is she a certified digital expert, she is now a psychologist as well. She is both, a mimetic expert now and a psychologist. You're already making your character overqualified for the role that they're doing. Number one. And number two, she's a horrible person because her and Jack broke up, right? They're not together. But you have a psychology degree. And you know who could really use some psychological help? Raiden. You can really use some psychological help, You see the shit that he's gone through and what he's doing. But nah. Instead, you leave him and then you marry his former CO. That's what you do. Okay. And that's not what actually happens, but that's what you're led to believe.
Right.
Like,
yeah. It is funny though. Like, one of my favorite parts about Metal Gear Solid 4 is writing, because he is hilarious. Like they tried so hard. They're like, let's just this tortured badass, and like he is so like it's comedic how like horrible his life is and how depressing Raiden is. He's just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna fight until I die. Nothing matters. It's like,
that was also the other. They assassinated Raiden's character arc from the second game by doing that too. You know what I mean? Because the whole deal about Raiden in the second game was like, hey, yes, you have gone through messed up shit, but you're still young. You can live a life, dude. You can actually like be a person and actually live a nice, fulfilling life.
To me,
they shat on it.
It's just like over course correction, right? It's because like people were not jazzed up. Like, from my understanding, when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, people were initially not very jazzed at having to play as Raiden instead of Solid Snake for the majority of the game. Understandable. But then it's almost like they just went, oh, you guys don't like Raiden, huh? Well, too bad, because we're going to make him the biggest badass ever. He fucking does flips and shit and tears Metal Gears apart with his bare hands, and he's got a sword that he holds in his shoe sometimes, and you're just like, okay, like, sure. Like,
it's the biggest that's one of the biggest FUs that all of those games do, but they do it for a reason. Right? So you play Metal Gear Solid 1 and you're not the complete realized version of Solid Snake that you are in Metal Gear Solid 2. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake, in my opinion, is actually way cooler than Metal Gear Solid 1 Solid Snake, because he's actually found his purpose now. He's actually those skills are now backed. Exactly. Yeah. All those skills now are backed by like actual heart. And it's Hideo Kojima's way of saying, you are not that, though. You're not. You're not that. you're going to now play as this blank slate of a person, and you're going to visualize, you're going to see that for yourself. And then coursing on to what you're saying for the fourth game, Mikey, it's once again Hideo Kojima's way of saying, you know, when he makes Raiden cool, he's like, dude, you're not the fully realized version of that. You're not. So don't think that you get to play as that. Now you get to play as the decrepit version of what you've always wanted to play. Like
now you're geriatric. Like,
yeah.
I do like the little like subtle animations though of just like old Snake just like like hitting his back sometimes and stuff. Like I don't know, it's good.
It is good. And even like when your like stamina is low, like I think they can like you just become more sloppy, which that was a small detail that I like too. Like your aiming gets weirder. Sometimes they hear you breathe because like your stamina is low, so you're like tired.
Yeah. Well, that stuff was in Metal Gear Solid 3 too, right? When your stamina got low.
Yeah. They introduced that stuff in Metal Gear Solid 3 as well. Yep. That was where it first happened. Yeah, and if you were, cool. What I liked about it too, if you were to use the little sonar thing, because you could have a map and you can see locations of enemies through sonar. But the issue is, even though that you know where they are, now they know where you are because they hear your sonar going off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So either you play the game like you're in an actual sneaking mission, or use the sonar. Go ahead.
That reminds me right away of that sniper. It was just like pure
sniper fight.
Skill. Yeah.
The end?
The end.
Yeah.
Which can arguably be one of the greatest boss fights out there. I know that boss fight is designed for us to win. I get it.
Yeah.
It's very true. But it's just there's something really awesome about two individuals going one-on-one using this highly skilled, highly deadly, precise weapon, and they're both like going one-on-one with each. Like it's such a cool concept.
Awesome, man. It's awesome. I love it.
Like you just see these two extremely well-trained people just go head to head. It's like, who's gonna come out on top?
Well,
like, I don't know.
It's such a beautiful like concept for a boss fight too. It's just like you know you're there, but it's like, all right, now go find them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then you like run around and you get shot or whatever. You see the gleam of a scope and you're just like, oh fuck, like we're hunting each other, man versus man.
Dude,
like,
it's so good.
It's wonderful. It's a wonderful boss fight.
Isn't there a way to like cheat that fight? Like
well, that's a joke thing. Is what you can do is you can speed your like in-game clock ahead or the system clock ahead, like I don't know, a few days or a week or whatever, and then he'll die of old age.
Yep.
That's right. That's I don't know. Doesn't Snake say something then, like something about like, oh, this doesn't feel right, or am I wrong?
I'm not gonna pretend like I know because it has been.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Quite some time since I played that game. It's been at least a year and a half. So
yeah, but yeah, no, just that fight alone. Yeah, just I don't know. It's fun. It's anxiety inducing, but fuck, is it a great time?
It's fantastic.
Like my hands are just cemented to that controller.
It's so good.
Yeah, but.
And it's also really funny too. Every once in a while, when like he'll come out of hiding and just start like you just see him just like running, and you're like, oh, there he is.
yeah.
Because that happened to me before where I was doing that boss fight, and like I found his location, and the dude just sprinted past me, and I'm like, well, hey.
He runs pretty.
Dude can move. Dude can move. Yeah.
I may be old, but I can still run.
Well, that's also because of the parasite that was in his body too. That also branched into the vocal parasite in Metal Gear Solid. Let's not talk. No, okay.
I feel bad. We didn't even talk about the other thing we're going to talk about, which was comfort characters, because we got off on a tangent of Metal Gear Solid.
That's okay.
Happens every time.
No.
I was just letting it go. I'm like, I like this.
It's fun to talk about. I don't know.
Listen, Octar talking about Metal Gear, now that brings me comfort.
True.
Oh,
true.
you stopped it. Dude.
You know what? Talking to my boys brings me comfort.
Yo, just stop.
Dude. Look at.
Y'all need to stop.
Hey, what's up? I'm just chilling with my babe right now.
Yeah, just me and babe hanging out. Night on the town.
It's a
Oh,
good
God.
shot. Like, damn.
No,
Good.
it's fine. It's fine. Okay, stop.
This is my comfort. This is
Oh
my
my
comfort. Give me a little. Oh,
kissing my right titty.
Yeah,
Stop.
kissing his nipple, just like. Oh,
trying to get up to his head. Give him
baby
Oh.
is hungry. Num num.
But yeah,
Oh.
no. But hey, I think this is a good stopping point, man. Don't you think? If this is a, think this is a good little rappy dooey with the bar. Yeah. Yeah.
Good little rappy Dewey.
Rappy doo. I don't know. I'm trying to think
You,
of fun.
buddy,
ones.
we're 50 episodes in. You need to get better at this.
I'm just trying to find fun, catchy things. I don't know. What
Rappy
sticks?
Dewey. All
Rappy
right.
Dewey. I don't know. Anyways, hey, if you guys enjoyed, I don't know if you know this, but we do these lives on Wednesday. Come hang out. Come sit with us and chat with us. We'll chat back. And yeah, that's what you do when you're on Twitch. You know, you talk to people. But yeah, hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, we do upload these every Sunday. But yeah, come hang out with us live. We like talking to people. But yeah, we got different things on here. We got Sonic. Go look at this. We got those Let's Plays going on. We got a bunch of different skits. You know, a little thing for everybody here. You know, we sit down with the family, get some popcorn.
Do
you know,
not watch
Grandpa's
this stuff with your
passed out.
family.
Do not.
Yeah,
do
no,
that.
no. It's
Terrible
okay. It's okay. With a good family like bonding
No.
moment. You know what I mean?
No.
It really good content. You know, make sure you get sex ed from this channel. So there you go.
Your
We're
family
like a
will be like,
school.
why the fuck do you watch this garbage? We're disowning you.
I thought you were about to do like a what is it? Like a Keenan thing. Just why?
Why?
Oh god. But hey, if thanks for coming. The bar's closed, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
What?